episode 2 of the Everyday Gyms podcast. What's going on out there?
Yo. We back in the building.
Yep, fellas, how y'all feeling? Y'all good?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Good game. It was a good game.
It was, man. So y'all did enjoy everything?
Super Bowl was like that.
I'm only there for the football. All that other stuff is irrelevant.
I didn't hit my Super Bowl blocks, but hey, sometimes you win some, you lose some.
Oh, man, did you get anything off of it?
Hell no. Thanks for asking.
Left with no bread, but it's all good, though. You had a lot down on it? What you do?
No, I ain't do nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy, okay.
But I did kind of get in my own way on the fan dude. I kept telling everybody all week, first touchdown, Christian McCaffrey. All week. Come the day of, I'm thinking to myself, they're going to get the ball to McCaffrey so much. When they get to the red zone, Kittle going to be wide open. And I put the money on Kittle. And, of course, Christian McCaffrey scores the first touchdown.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so.
Hey, you put money in everybody else's pocket.
But half the people don't listen to me. They never listen to me when I give them gold, and they just.
You win a lot with this gambling, so I think some people might want to start.
Yeah. You can tell me something
like
wrong.
You hit a lot more than you lose.
Look, whatever he say, I put down. I don't care if we lose it. I don't care. I'm still, if I don't win, I'm at least getting close to this.
Yeah, I'm in the ballpark.
Every time.
You're a lot like your head coach, Dan Campbell. I'm gonna keep gambling. Keep going.
Keep
going.
Gotta do something.
The halftime show. Did anybody?
Hey, man.
Stay tuned to that.
Hey. My aunt made me watch it. Everybody in the party was going crazy. My aunt was screaming.
Yeah, no, Usher did his thing.
I will say this, not because y'all Beyonce. I think my only issue with that was Chris Brown should have been a part of that halftime show. I understand. I know why he wasn't, but I'm still gonna.
Do they have a song together?
Yeah, they got New Flame, but that's Chris Brown's song.
Oh, okay.
Look, man, the only thing I had an issue with is why didn't Luda come in on a zip line or something? I just thought he was going to do something crazy to come in and
he probably wanted to.
I know y'all seen the meme of the dude with the Global Gym. Y'all know Luda's my dude. But that Global Gym was on point. I was dying in that joint.
Hey, look, man, he didn't catch it worse than JD.
Yo, JD looking like boss.
I see why Janet left him.
Listen,
them socks was outrageous.
Man,
them socks was outrageous.
With the cuff and the
it was outrageous. You know what made it worse? On IG, he took the shoe off and showed that it was Louis, and people were like, "That didn't make it better, Jermaine.
Exactly.
Like, it didn't make it better.
Just
that
because
did
it
not
has
matter.
a brand,
the ruffles
don't mean you don't look ridiculous.
His height don't help it. If he was taller, it would have worked. But it's like, put some pants on, bro. It would have worked. He just needed to put pants on. It would have been like, there's JD. It would have been like, what is going on?
Yeah, LeBron Joe, he told the reporter to be better.
Yeah,
when
we got him with the
he tried to do that, but he had the ruffles.
The Louis ruffles.
Brother, he could have brought
be better next
he
time.
should have brought the brat out with the
Don't wear
baby
them
or
socks
something to
next
kind of
time.
cover up. You need something to distract people from that. You can't be solo in front of the camera looking like that.
He got to be taller to pull that off. Like,
Bow Wow, somebody should have blocked that view or somebody. Hey, any so deaf. The franchise boy, wasn't it the white tee dude?
Please don't bring them out.
Any of them
Please
guys
don't bring
could have
them out.
distracted people
Don't
from
do
them
that.
socks.
That's
But I had the franchise boy. I'm sorry, but no. Predictions that we had.
You know somebody remixed the white T-shirt song? Some new dude, yeah. It was on. They played it on the radio. It was terrible.
That's why I don't turn the radio on now.
I haven't turned on the radio since Laffy Taffy was a thing, so I would have never heard it.
07, wait.
That's
I believe
05.
It was 05. I think me and Sean was still in high school. We was riding in the Delta 88 back then,
Yeah,
bro. So, I don't know.
leaving business class.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Definitely leaving 7th period. You wear a slide, bro? I'm not. Connor don't care. Connor don't care. Shout out to Connor if you out there.
Yeah, if you know him, you know him. But the predictions, man. Everybody, Court was the closest, right?
The closest, yes.
The Court. I said, what did I say? I said 17.
You
20.
said if it's high scoring, it's gonna be Kansas City's game. If it's low scoring, it's San Fran. But you gave it 31 to 30, I believe, something like 31, 34, something like that. I had it higher than that, but hey. And Court, I believe, what you said, 24 to 20 or something like that.
20.
23,
Somewhere in that range.
Like that. It was around there.
Yeah.
It was right there.
Do y'all think it could have been a higher scoring game, or y'all think just
No.
Nah.
First quarter was a filling out process for both teams.
Defense is
In all
game.
honesty, it should have been a blowout in San Fran's favor. Kansas City could not do nothing on offense with all them
It was a
bubble
lot like-
screens and all this and that. They were not getting anywhere. When did they score their first touchdown? Damn near the end of the third quarter off a muff punt. That's enough. That's one thing I can't stand in football and special teams. If the ball hits somebody or it's bouncing
fall on
on the ground, fall on
Just
it.
fall on the ball.
Why are you trying to scoop it? Once you try to scoop it, anything can go wrong. And what could go wrong did go wrong for San Fran.
Devin Hester? I guess I don't know.
Devin Hester didn't let it bounce.
Exactly. He took them joints to the house.
If he caught it, he was taking it to the house. They kicked out of bounds to make sure he didn't get the ball.
Hey, the Colts found out quick. We will not do that again.
First play.
That's
But,
crazy.
Yeah, I agree. San Francisco definitely should have won the game. They had the 10-point lead.
Yeah, you said they get out early. That
They
would
held them to 3 points at the half, shut them out quick at the beginning of the third quarter, and then Mr. Shanahan showed up to the game.
So
Cool
let me ask you a
cow.
question. Let me ask you this question then for all of y'all. Do you think that the defense lost the game, or did Mahomes come back and actually win the game?
That defense played great the entire game.
San
You can't
Francisco's
blame the
defense.
defense on this. You cannot.
It just goes what I said. Like,
Special teams.
it's
bro.
a chess game, and at some point, somebody gonna make the right moves, and they found those things that was gonna work against that zone that they were doing a lot. I mean, one part I chuckled to myself because Romo, he was talking about how they couldn't disguise the coverage on I think they did a shadow route and a crosser with Kelsey, and that was one of the things I was saying about
They
that.
on Warner. They had for like
Yeah,
a long
he
game.
got-
Yeah, and Warren had been with him the whole,
whole
game
night, and
until that big play.
And when he said that, I just was like, that's the little breaking points that it's like it's slowly but surely starting to crack. But I mean, like you said, it started off, it was like it kind of was like their previous matchup where it was real, like they scored in that one though, but this one was tougher. They was just getting pressure. They was disrupting everything. Mahomes wasn't taking no risks. He was being a little bit more careful with things. He wasn't trying to shoot themselves in the foot. So they was able to. I mean, when McCaffrey fumbled, it was like, okay, all right, that you don't want that, and they couldn't convert. Then Pacheco fumbled, and it's like, okay, we gonna have one of them type games today, like, and
Yeah, to get
Wasn't
the
there a
nerves
pick?
out early.
Didn't he-
Mahomes
pick?
threw an
He
interception.
did,
Yeah,
he
he did. That was the one that he threw to Kelsey that did not get caught. Kelsey had 11 targets, and I believe he had 10 catches.
Yeah,
Or was
Kelsey-
it 10 and 9?
Kelsey scared the hell out of Reed when he was mad. Throw me the ball.
Hey,
Yeah, he had everyone scared. Yeah, because Andy almost failed.
Yeah,
He's not the most stable man.
What the hell?
let's be honest though. You should have been throwing him the ball. You have nothing outside of him. The Rice kid, they shut him completely out, and the rest of them dudes was just on the field
And Rice
hoping to be open. But Kelsey was There's no reason Kansas City.
What did he have? 3 catches?
Who?
Kelsey. He 3 catches?
No, Kelsey had 10.
all
That's
the
Kettle.
catches.
He had 10
I didn't
catches.
see him catch the ball.
Kettle had
Because
3.
he was moving the
you must have
chains.
been
He didn't
enjoying
really
the
have a
party or
lot of he didn't really have a lot of big plays, but he kept the chains going. He kept them moving up and down the field.
Yeah,
And-
Kettle was the one with 3.
3.
George-
Okay.
But
Did he have?
Kyle Shanahan got in his way again when they stopped him at the beginning of the third quarter. You gonna throw 8 straight passes,
When
and you're winning.
You know what too?
And they hadn't slowed. McCaffrey's average 4 yards a pop.
They was having those uncharacteristic penalties too. Like Trent Williams was.
yeah.
It was like those things was
Like
stalling
Baltimore
their drive.
That's how Baltimore lost Kansas City. Penalties.
They were
Bad decision
shooting
making.
themselves in the foot the whole
And,
time.
and side note, real quick, back to your point. You said, hey, listen, Tony Romo did get on the field. He need to do something. Like
Tony-
he be calling plays. He need to be offensive coordinator. or
He was
something.
killing me too because he kept saying leverage a lot. He was just like, Kelsey with the leverage right there. That type of leverage. Jim, you're just like, all right.
But he was
Tony.
calling them games though. He was calling like,
Hey, look, he sees the game way better from the skybox than he did when he was on the field.
Listen,
But
yeah.
I ain't mad at him. He's
He-
the best commentator with
No,
this
that's-
because every
yeah,
time
he
he
definitely
calls
was
it, I be
handing
like,
out
that's it
interceptions.
right there.
Yeah, he
I wish I
definitely was
could
a
bet
charity
like that. I wish I
case.
could bet during the game per play. I'd be. What you gonna bet?
I think too, an opportunity that they missed that that touchdown they could have had was when Purdy was getting that pressure from, I think Chris was getting.
Chris Jones hit him on that third down.
And
'cause
he
Jennings was
overthrew-
wide open.
They had that one.
Yeah.
and
That
he,
was
he
it.
overthrew
But-
Debo.
But Court called that last show. He said Chris Jones is going to make a play or two. I remember distinctively 2 plays on the third down. Someone was open, and right when Purdy's ready to throw it, Chris Jones is right there on him, and it messed up the pass.
Because
and-
I think what people gonna notice now too with is like if you condense that pocket, Purdy's gonna have. He's gonna. That's where you see the limitations. Is like plus his height.
Yeah.
You get your hands up, it's like that's getting batted down. So I would think teams will keep that in mind down the line when they face him. But that don't mean he can't work on it. But he got to work on it. He got to work on it.
What do y'all?
But
Why do you think that Mahomes was able to expose the middle of the field in the fourth quarter in overtime in that drive?
Because he's great.
I mean, but they kept him. They kept him in that. They kept him in that pocket the entire game.
The game stayed close, and every time this is.
But do you just think that he was just being too cautious, like it was
No.
always there, or did they
No,
adjust?
it
He
wasn't
had
there.
to figure the defense out.
Yeah, you got
Because
to.
Two,
the secondary had major problems
Yeah.
once it was all this motion at the line because they didn't know who was guarding who, and then when all them crosses and bubble screens and stuff, people started getting lost.
Yeah.
And that's when people started getting open.
And you would think they would be a little like aware of that because it's Andy Reid. It's like he got that in the playbook. I mean, they do it too, so it's
Yeah.
like they should be a little bit more like. But at
and
the
they
same
keep
time,
one in the tuck. That's one thing about Kansas City. They'll make adjustments off a play they've already ran.
yeah, because they went back to that screen. It didn't work early in the game. They shut that down. They went
They
back
were killing
to it, and it was
they went to Pacheco earlier. With
So
it,
why
and
was Mahomes so hesitant to run then? Like
he won't.
He
I don't
didn't-
think
he
he.
didn't-
I
didn't
believe
need
he
it
first.
saved it for the fourth down.
You look at
because
Bosa.
when they ran that,
The 49ers
They
played
were getting there. They just
played
really won't know
Mahomes'
way to do it.
mobility, how you play him. Bosa ran wide and he stayed wide. He didn't
Yeah.
allow him outside.
Yeah.
right.
And that worked for 3 quarters. And then fourth quarter, all of a sudden, now they tried to narrow it down, try to get pressure, because the game got close, so they try to make a play.
and he even sent. a
And
couple
then all of a
blitzes out
sudden
there,
now
too.
he gets outside, and when he gets outside, now you got problems. If that little wrinkle was what kept San Francisco controlling the game, keeping Mahomes inside, he's still gonna make plays, but as you can see, that front four of San Francisco was controlling the game until the end. And all he did was, the reason, like you asked before, why was he a little more cautious with the ball? He didn't have to press because it wasn't like San Francisco was up. They was 4 points. We good. They kept the game close. They didn't allow San Francisco to pull away when there was opportunities for San Francisco to go up 14. They kept it 10-6, 10, kept it within range. And then all of a sudden, now we figured out how we can beat this defense, and then you see the results.
Yeah,
They
that's-
could have, but Kansas City could have won that too. Then in regulation, right? Because he missed that. He missed a couple. Was the Scanlon that wrapped up when he tried to throw?
It's all Scanlon's fault. He can't catch.
he had a
But he was
touchdown,
mad. That's
though.
what he got. That's what
He
his
had a
argument wasn't him.
touchdown.
Wasn't it him and
That's why
was
Kelsey
arguing, right?
was upset because he's
No.
throwing
I'm
these other
talking
guys.
about when who was that was upset with him? He missed him on that. He threw it to Kelsey, and Kelsey had to bat it down, but it was somebody coming across the middle who was wide open by the touchdown. Like it was like they was like within like it was like a 20
I think that was Rice.
Yeah,
coming
I think
yeah,
underneath.
Rice, and he was snapping or something like that. He
Yeah,
was losing on
Because matter of fact, that's when they
he
was in
missed
the
on it
red
twice.
zone and they had to settle for a field goal. Where if he wouldn't have went for Kelsey, he could have dumped it off underneath, and Rice would have
Would've
walked
been
into the end zone.
That was
Yeah,
another thing
That's
too.
That was
Right.
that one. But
But we forgetting one other thing too.
What's that?
That blocked field goal.
Yeah, that was clutch.
That blocked field goal was huge.
It-
special
that.
teams. Moody kicked it low. The ball was low enough to where any of the front people would have blocked that. So
I think
he been on a bad streak here recently. So it just is what it is.
Man was
Um,
making 57-yard field goals. I can't even blame the kicker either. I can't.
yeah, he can't. He that one was like,
Yeah.
how you make that?
I
But
think people sometimes have to give the other team credit.
Yeah, that's what this is. This
And
game,
I think
you gotta give the
some of the-
defense,
some of
Kansas
the-
City credit too.
The
'cause-
pundits who are professionals on TV that you see, they always want to say, well, this team didn't do this. Well, the other team gets paid too. The other teams are professionals too, and they make plays. And that's more. This game was Kansas City won the game more so than San Francisco lost the game. They made the plays when they need to make them, and they pulled it out.
Because it's stuff that would be like an issue for Kansas City, like the red zone stuff. Like they couldn't convert, and that's what they had been the whole year. It's like they get there, and it's just like it wasn't as smooth as it usually was for them to get scored. And you saw it in this game. They was having those, and it's just like you eventually got to break through, and they did. But yeah, it just a tide turned and it happened, and once it happened, you could see it, and it was just like little stuff here and there was happening too for San Francisco. Debo getting hurt, that's just like all right. Greenlaw getting hurt, running back on
we
the
didn't
field.
even address that.
That
was
was
huge.
Yeah, that was big.
The man got hurt getting hyped on the sideline, running onto the field.
That was nuts.
It's
and-
like
and the
those
thing
little things. You're just like, this is.
He might be
It's-
out for most of next year.
Yeah, he definitely
Ain't
probably
no
won't be
hope.
back.
I
What do
think
you
he
say?
might
What
be
do
out
Torn
there.
Achilles
That's an Achilles injury.
He might
for
not be
running
back
onto
till
the
December.
field like that. And like it wasn't like how Kevin Durant had to, where it was more strained and then no, he completely tore it. He's out. He might miss most, if not all, of next year.
Wow,
That's tough.
How long does that injury
Achilles is
take?
anywhere between 9 months to a year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's not even getting in football shape. That's able so you can actually run again.
Yeah, and if it's some new advances they made in that they might take. I don't know. They might not, but he still won't be back early.
Yeah.
If they rush him back, that'll be crazy. But
If he was to come back, he'll be very limited.
yeah, like he'll be on a snap count, like
Not
heavy.
to change the subject, but what's easier to deal with from an Achilles injury, football or basketball?
Neither,
Yeah, neither.
because it's the Achilles is what controls walking. So that's usually.
I was talking about
that's
you can get back to a form of yourself. Like you saw what happened with Kobe, you also saw what happened with Kevin Durant. Right?
Probably
It took a while
football
for KD though.
because of the jumping, the amount of jumping you do when it comes to basketball. Football, I think you might be able to get closer to yourself, but
Depends
you're never
on
going to
your
get to
position,
100%.
It really depends
Yeah.
on your position.
Like if you're a lineman, you might be okay.
Like Cam Akers, he had it, and like that's why I was mentioning the new procedure, because what they did for him, they did some whole new next level shit for him. So it's like for him to even get back was like that ain't even. It's a whole process that it's like real intricate. That I can't,
So you might not get that burst like you talking about with Cam. He might not never be what we saw at Florida State or early in his career where he could break it. He still might get you 20-25, but he's probably going to get caught because he doesn't have that explosion, and that's what usually happens with that Achilles.
Beckham didn't have that, right? He had knee. It was knee.
Now
Right?
he had
Yeah.
an ACL,
Yeah.
ACL,
Yeah,
MCL.
yeah. Okay.
I mean, granted, that's his third one, and he still probably could do his thing against anybody, even to this day. So
the not knowing what was it, Armstead and was it the fullback for San Fran? Not
you
knowing
said-
the OT rules. Yeah, them not knowing the OT rules. That's been debatable all week. Like everybody's chimed in on that. I don't know, man. It feel like them not knowing and
Kansas City being prepared for it.
Yeah, like
But see, Kyle said they were prepared, though. Kyle was well aware of it. So if the coach is well aware, but you got players who not,
which the coaches
shows
should
it.
know.
Well, that shows
Exactly.
that they didn't practice this during the week just for the situation to come up. You know what I mean? You take the ball, the touchdown doesn't end it.
When it,
You
and-
st-
exactly.
You still now this is why you would defer. So if the other team, whatever they do, I know what I have to do.
Right.
Yeah.
You have extra
Once
down.
San Fran kicked that field goal, Mahomes and them already knew. We getting 4 downs every down.
Yeah, we going for
We're
it.
going for it every down. We score this touchdown. This game is over. And the time doesn't even matter.
What was y'all reaction when it happened in real time? Like, what was y'all?
I can't say what
I knew Kansas City was gonna-
when they
City
got.
won.
I can't say what I want to say when they got up the field. I said, "Oh, they gonna run this." Once they got that first down on the 4th and 1, Kelsey moved to the right. I said they gonna run that. He took off running. Closer and closer they got. I just sat there. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And when Hardman was wide open and he just flicked that
Tossed
right
it.
there to her.
And that's the similar play that they won last year off. I was
Yeah,
like,
it
wow,
just was
they,
Kadarius Toney that
yeah,
caught
I
it.
was like, wow, they ran the same play at the end. This is crazy. But like when he said it, I was like, did he meant that? And I was like, oh wow.
With
All right.
confidence. They knew they was good with the
It's a
with
clip.
taking it.
They got like they do the NFL films, the turning point thing. So they show that part, and they show Mahomes' face when he said, and he was looking down, and he said he looked up like, and it's like it was going through his head like,
Thank you.
oh wow, okay, like,
Appreciate it, buddy.
and they had the players mic'd up, and they was like, a lot of the San Fran dudes like, they thought it was the other way. They thought it was still the other rule,
Yeah.
the regular season
When
rule.
it done.
And it was like, damn, they really didn't know. Like, they all were kind of like, and you could see it. Now, this part, I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed this part personally. When they showed them on the sideline, you saw Debo tearing up, all them tearing up, and I was just like, look at these guys. They really thought they really thought they were gonna end the quest for 6. If you don't know, the quest for 6 is their whole thing to get the 6th ring. So yeah, their little Hobbit spinoff thing wasn't happening. And I was just at home like,
Sick.
Yeah,
and I know my head coach was feeling the same way, even
that's
though I
that
couldn't.
divisional foe thing.
But outside of that, though, I mean, all year everybody would ask me. They were like, "Who you got coming out?" I was like, "It's them. They stacked. They got the best shot." I said, "This conference is kind of shaky right now. They have the best path, and if they don't get it done."
Hence my words last episode.
So
Where do you go from here?
You went all
and
in.
you already see the chips are starting to fall. They done fired Steve Wilkes. They made him the scapegoat for this.
Exactly.
Last I
That's
checked,
out of
he made the
control.
defense better than it was for the last
this
coordinator
is-
you had.
Speaking on that
Yeah,
too,
that last coordinator won Coach of the Year.
the funny thing about this, I done seen this on two sides where it's like I watched a few shows and they were all saying that. It was like, well, he made it, statistically it was better this year. Then you saw other shows where it was like, yeah, well, he wasn't a good hire anyway. And you're like, but y'all, how we get here? Now, I do know a lot of Niners fans were a little often hot and cold when it came to him throughout the season. But like the shows though, they were like, they went from picking this team to win to saying
He's
what
the reason.
he was the, and I was like,
that's unfair.
I don't know what game they were watching.
Yeah,
That
'cause I was
defense
like-
playing.
The
That
was
Niners
like-
defense
playing.
controlled the game.
they
I'm
didn't.
trying to
and
figure
they,
out
and
how
they,
that
they was
worked.
saying like even to the point they was like he was a downgrade from DeMarco, and I was like, but I'm watching a whole nother show and they saying statistically and they're showing it, and I'm like, okay, well the stats are there for the say, and I was like, wow, it was crazy how mixed the firing was, the reaction to it. I was like,
Because
Dang.
I
Same
want to know
exact
why.
players.
I'm trying to figure out why. And again, I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but anybody else that has gotten there 4 times and lost twice, or have gotten there to the championship, divisional round championship
He's
twice,
been
4
four-
times,
four-
and then he
yes,
lost
4
2 Super
NFC
Bowls.
yeah, 4
would have probably
NFC
been fired because to me, you can't get him. You're not the guy to get him over the hump. So I would have thought he would have lost his job first. Why do you think it wasn't him?
We know why.
because they like Kyle.
Exactly.
Cool cow.
Cool cow.
He's the upstairs choice. So
Well, this could be a little controversial. Do you think that Wilkes being fired had anything to do with race?
No. He
I'm
never.
not going that route.
I'm gonna say no, and I'm gonna say why. Because
Okay.
I don't think he ever fit.
Kyle
Because
said he was an outsider.
yeah,
He was an
like
outsider.
I
That's
think
his quote.
So that's basically telling you that they didn't want him in the first place.
they
He just did a good enough job where they couldn't fire him early.
I think he was an option that they probably was like, we'll go with him, but and I think over time because he ran their scheme, he didn't run his scheme.
Yeah.
He mixed in some stuff here and there, but as a controlling the defense, he didn't. So it just felt like from the jump, it was kind of like, and at times Cal would slide the blame to him anyway throughout the season. So, which Cal does anyway.
So he already knew what it was.
Yeah,
If we don't win this, we getting rid of Buddy. He got to go.
He basically ran D'Amico Ryan's defense, and just every now and again he might
Sprinkle.
But it was the same defense they ran.
And the
last
thing
year.
is, even to go back to DeMarco, he had moments where he struggled with that defense too.
Mhm.
Salah as well. So it's like, it's not like both coordinators before were perfect. They had their things too. So, you know, they had a longer time to, you know, I mean, be in that position. Where this one, it just was like they got rid of him. I think they probably promote somebody from within, because I don't think it's too many options out there that they'll rush to get right now. But yeah, I think it was more that it was one of those, like everybody feel it feel like a scapegoat, because I like the timing of it. Like everybody's talking about the OT thing. Everybody's looking at Cal like, you blew this again, and the conversation, the heat is on you, and it's like, I'm gonna get rid of him.
Breaking
And
news.
it's like, you could have waited. You could have waited, because it
He
doesn't
took
help.
all the heat off him, didn't he?
It's like dog.
But I'm saying though, bro, it wasn't even my fault though. I'm the head coach. He do defense. What? Okay.
Because that firing, it gives you the. It's basically implying that's why they lost. It's like, well, we lost
Yeah.
because of defense, and it's like, well, everyone and all the millions that watch this game, I don't think everybody feels that way. Even your own fan base, I don't think they feel that way. It's on you. It's like
Could have ran
you-
McCaffrey a few more times. But
you get the stamp as the guru.
And who
you know
makes
what I mean?
that decision if McCaffrey gets the ball?
You
the
know,
offensive coordinator. Oh, that's
and
right. That's the head coach of the offensive coordinator. My bad.
it ain't Anthony
I
Lynn.
thought it was two people.
That was two people.
Found out it was just the same guy.
Oh man.
Passed the buck to the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, that was rough. When I saw it, I was just like, did I miss something? Like I didn't even realize. I just went online for something else, and I saw that came across my phone. I was like, okay, wait a
Yeah.
minute, huh?
I was like,
I was looking for something else.
Came across the TV. I was like, wow.
I was looking for something else.
it's just been a.
Scapegoat is written all over this.
It's just been a bunch of everything. You got Ayuk already in his I need a contract mode, so he's already making himself his I want to say I don't know if his girlfriend or wife. She was saying this may be their last time in San Fran and stuff
Lord
like
have
that.
mercy. Everybody doing this
But
already.
they cap strapped though.
It's been
That's
real.
The thing.
Yeah.
What do you do from here?
The players on San Francisco
that's
know.
exactly how we ended the last episode. It's like, if they don't get it done and they went all in, what, like,
Who do you keep?
So before I knew we got to change the topic a little bit and go to the other part of the topic, actually, which is about more coaching. This is something we don't have on the docket, but I want to ask you first, Deontay. Do we consider Kansas City a dynasty?
Yes. I hate to admit it. I hate Kansas City with all my being. Especially since I was one of the teams that could have stopped this.
Yeah, the Titans.
We were up 10, and Mahomes got a 30-yard run right before the half, and that changed everything. That game was wild. That was our run. That was our year, and also 2020. But yeah, this is a dynasty, dude. They done won. What's this?
3 or 4.
What's this? What? I done lost.
Three-
Last two.
three out of-
3 out of 4.
3 out of 5 years.
3 out of 5.
Yeah, 3
Five.
out of 5.
Court, what you think? Dynasty?
Oh yeah. And the bad part is they got spots that they can get better at.
This was their worst.
Yeah,
team.
that's what
worst
makes
team
this.
won it.
This is, and I love this part. This is what makes them going all in and failing even worse. You got the worst version.
He on their helmet. He on their helmet.
Well, I tell you, the
I gotta-
Rams fan couldn't wait to celebrate.
Look, San Fran about to good.
Not more than Cowboy fans.
You know
they
how-
really was on them.
Yes.
But that's only because of the number of chips, though. Cowboys
Like,
fans shouldn't celebrate.
Because all year, man. Because when the NFC Championship, when they beat them in the NFC Championship, they kept running back to where we beat y'all in the regular season. It was like, bro, y'all got sent home that whole sea of red was leaving that elevator. Sad. That's what happened to y'all. And I said, that's when it was all the chips on the table, you saw who won. Now y'all going all in. Y'all went and got CMC. Y'all got the trade through. Y'all got that one over. y'all all in 2 years back to back,
Now you gotta pay him.
and it's like you failed against the worst version of this team.
Yeah.
Like
He gonna.
that's gotta add more salt to the
what's his
wound.
value? What they got to give him?
Oh, he finna.
If we
yeah.
the same thing we were talking about Derrick Henry, if not a little more,
He
because
probably-
he led the league in rushing.
How old is McCaffrey? 29, 30?
29, but he's finna get 15 plus.
So about 2 for 30, 3 for 30.
Nah, he finna get probably a 4-year. Because they have to.
If he be
Come
30
out of
next year, do you
pocket
think they'll do that?
Average 27.
27.
He's 27.
Oh,
So
yeah,
he's
he
gonna
gonna
definitely
get-
get a 4
Yeah, he
year.
getting about 4 for 60. You think?
Or 3 player options, so roughly 4.
4 for the 60.
And probably more, probably 75.
It's gonna be interesting. How
Does
they
football
handle that.
have the they have the ability to like have the contract front end, have your back end? If they
Yeah,
want to?
yeah.
That's all-
That's what they do most of the
Like
time.
this
That's
is
how the Rams
like what I
did.
was saying about the D Hop situation.
Uh-huh.
D Hop has an out with us. He had a 2-year contract, but most of it was up front
Yeah, they
and
front-loaded him.
incentive based. So if he wants to leave, he can. But
Yeah, they do that.
But if he wants to stay,
can
then
front load or
whatever
back
his
load.
base pay is, and then you can add little incentives and all this and that like we did last
And
year.
you can restructure too. So,
But them restructures come back and bite you.
oh yeah, I know.
That's not
Oh, I know.
back to my situation. This is why we fell off that cliff. We restructured Tannehill's contract so we can get Julio. And then we looked at our money. We have no money. So you start cutting all your veterans who were making plays and all this and that and making all these trades, sending guys that's bona fide studs, Pro Bowlers away. And now you working with a guy from FedEx playing safety, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying,
trucking.
that
That's crazy.
restructuring comes back to bite you later.
Yeah.
You might get away with it for a year or two, but after that, it's a wrap.
Yeah, you've got to win when especially the restructuring of the quarterback. You got to win. That's kind of how the Patriots dynasty lasted so long. Tom would always restructure, but the team kept winning.
So
Yeah.
can San Fran pay him?
Pay who?
McCaffrey.
Yes, mainly because Brock Purdy still has
He's
2
still got a-
years before.
Yeah, he got another year before they really got to.
So what
you
happens
gotta
with? I mean,
Yeah,
is
you
the rest
can
of the
look-
contract?
Yeah, you can start
But-
paying. You can pay everybody else as long as
Bosa's
your
already
quarterback is
paid.
good enough, making $900,000.
Yeah.
But
They
once
ain't
your
gotta pay him
quarterback
yet.
hits that 40 mil and up, that's when things start getting tricky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Brock
I
Purdy
think
gonna? Is he get that? Or is that just market value?
market value. Market
Daniel
value.
Jones has
Yeah.
$140 million. Daniel Jones.
Is he the?
Market value right
Yeah,
now
he-
is
is he
48
the-
million for a quarterback.
48 million.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Now, if you're a below average quarterback, you're not going to get that. But
Unless your team is.
I took
Unless
you
you
to the
got a
Super Bowl,
great,
NFC
yeah,
Championship.
you're desperate and you have a great agent.
He's going to be 48 million.
And because
Start.
what you call guy, he got it was like a 10-year something.
Let's see,
Mahomes.
Mahomes.
He
Yeah.
had that 250 million.
He might have
500
done.
million, something like that.
5 million for 10 years or something like that.
Yeah, but
He
you
might
know,
have done the best job far as a team-friendly big contract because the Chiefs don't have to pay him for a while. They could always move money to the front to keep him up there. So the team can always get better and not have to worry about repaying a quarterback. You ain't finna get too many teams. I mean, but when you got chips on your finger, you
don't.
can pull that deal.
Because that was the interesting thing about that. Like around that time, it was like who was gonna get it? It was him. It was a Dak and all that. And you know,
Dak Prescott might have the best contract in the history of sports.
What was his?
He hustled Jerry Jones to the bone. First, he has a no trade clause. Second, he has a no franchise tag clause. He is guaranteed $59 million. Plus his contract is up next year. So you can't trade him because that ruins whoever you trade him to. His market value, he's at 50 million plus. So no matter where he gets traded to, they got to renegotiate. So he's still gonna make 50. So the Cowboys are basically stuck with him, which means they better win, or they're gonna have to blow their team up too. Because Dak Prescott, whoever his agent is, everybody needs that guy.
or Kirk Cousins' agent.
I'm about
Yeah,
to say because when
Kirk
you say
Cousins
best,
got
I'm
probably
like,
the second
Kirk
best.
Kirk
I need
Cousins
Kirk
is
Cousins' agent.
racked up. over the years. First was all them franchise tags, and
talking
then what
about a hustle?
the first year in Minnesota, that whole contract was guaranteed.
The extension was fully guaranteed too.
But hold
he
on,
got
so-
two back-to-back fully guaranteed.
So
for Kirk Cousins.
go back real quick. So, but if his contract's up next year and they owe him $59 million, if he's a free, they ain't got to pay him, right? They can let him go after that, right?
Yeah, once his contract is up, he's gone. But
Yeah,
Who you
right
got?
now, I'm
Huh?
saying
Who you got?
Trey Lance.
That's the problem with it. It's not like they have a guy that they can replace Dak with.
Because they haven't developed him yet, from what I know.
Trey Lance has
would they-
been in t-shirt and shorts most of the time.
Anybody come out of college y'all have seen? I know we got that's another whole other topic, but just for that
For
purpose,
them?
for them, yeah.
They're not
I
going to
ain't
do
looking
it.
for them.
All the quarterbacks coming out this year going in top of the.
Well, I mean, he's going. It's next year for next year, maybe.
That's too far.
We going too far ahead. now.
Because
Yeah.
someone always ascends up the
Yeah.
ladder as far as quarterbacks in college.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Dak has them people. Matter of fact, they're going to feel it this offseason because they're going to lose a key piece, whether it's on the defensive line. They're going to have to make some moves because that team is just at its peak already.
If they do, I mean, can they do it if they don't pay that? If they say, "Nah, we're gonna let you go off, and we just gonna we're gonna build a team, but our quarterback might be
Then they're not going to
subpar."
win. They're not going to win without a quarterback. You can't win without a quarterback.
They had Quincy Carter era. They know how
Brock
that
Purdy,
feels.
you know what I mean? He ain't the best quarterback, but that
But
team
please
is
don't
that
make me
team's
slander
crazy.
right
The
now.
thing with
Please
Brock
don't.
Purdy is Brock Purdy fits their system.
Yeah, he fits
and
what
he's
they
a
do.
lot better quarterback than people give him credit for.
People like to downplay game managers and all this and that.
'Cause I don't
They
think
can't
that's-
play.
yeah,
you know
I
what
don't
mean?
think that's a negative.
I mean, if I fit a system with the way that I play and we win, what is the problem?
I only
Yeah.
think
I
there's one
shouldn't-
quarterback
but
who's not. But my quarterback who I think who's not a game manager is Peyton Manning because he controlled the offense.
I think that's the thing with when Cam said it, people they didn't really debate what Cam said. They just especially
source.
ESPN.
Oh,
they
that
just
lady on ESPN tried to drag.
all they did was attack like his hair and
We'll talk about this
stuff
later.
like that, and it was just like, what? Never mind that. He's saying something that everybody's kind of adding their 2
like
cents.
the 10th best player on the team or something.
Yeah,
Like that. How is that a bad thing?
That's
it's 50.
fact.
It's 53 players on the team. I'm the 10th best. Okay.
And he
Look at
I
their
didn't- I
roster.
didn't-
He
yeah, and I'm
might
like,
be lower
what,
than 10.
It was like, what did he say wrong? Because they're loaded. They have all old pros.
I feel like
He's
his name
not a
Cam say anything, it's almost like
Blasphemous.
yeah.
and it's like,
why are you speaking, sir?
it's
what?
the
You're
source.
not in the
talking?
league
Yeah, it's the
anymore.
source.
You
Let's
can't.
not act
If
like
Brady
he wasn't the
said
number
it-
one pick.
if Brady said it,
He took the Panthers,
a
who
different thing.
he was the offense. They had Greg Olsen was at the end of his road when they went to the bowl. He was the offense that took them
That was the only
to the
guy he
Super
Smith
Bowl.
wasn't on that team.
And
was
he won
was gone by
MVP.
that time, wasn't
No, Greg Olsen was still on the team.
he? No, Smith.
I think that was either,
yeah, he
that
had-
was his
he was
last
on
year or
Baltimore.
the
Steve
second to last
Smith?
year with Carolina.
Yeah.
Steve Smith, was he still on the team?
Nah, Steve Smith
he
was
gone
gone.
because
He was
their
in
number
Baltimore by
one
then, right?
receiver was Ted Ginn Jr. He
sure
was their
was.
number one receiver then.
Exactly.
before we go,
It was
because
Cam.
But in all honesty, it was Greg Olsen, but he's
Yeah.
listed as a tight end.
the paying, we talked about who getting paid. Kansas City got to do that too, because Chris Jones and Snead. Who you think? or
Snead,
how
we
you
got
think
some
they-
money over here in Nashville, and we need a cornerback.
I'm gonna
Who
tell
you think
some
going-
real-
we got everybody on rookie contract, baby. Come on over there, Christine. Come
The
on.
thing with Kansas City,
Who you think will get?
I
the-
think both of them will take less money to win a third ring in a row. See, that's the thing. Well, see, when you're the champ, some of them guys are willing to take less to stay.
You think they got a good chance of getting people to do that this year because they get that third, maybe?
Absolutely. Chris Jones, if he really wanted to leave, he would have left last year.
Well, you see,
He's not- what is he,
held
30?
out-
What is he,
held
32?
out to get all that money.
22?
So I'm not saying this is a guarantee that he stays for less money. Because the man probably looking at it like this: I got two, I got three.
But he was the
time to get some
one
more money.
at the parade hollering and screaming about three-peat.
yeah,
because he knows.
But his contract ain't up this year, though, is it?
yeah, it is.
Yeah, he-
Oh, him, Snead, and I think those are the main two on their defense.
Yeah.
The rest of them are because most of their linebackers have another year or two before
Yeah.
they got to get paid.
just
so.
them two.
But
But they can sign both of them if they take less money, though, right?
they'll probably be able to
It's-
do anything because they're not paying anyone other than Mahomes on offense and Kelsey. Most of their linemen they have decent deals. They're not really breaking the bank. None
Yeah,
of
they
their
ain't paying
receivers
it.
are making nothing.
Yeah, they ain't paying no lineman yet.
Pacheco ain't really making a whole lot.
Because he's a running back.
So
I know.
they have some money, but they might have to take a couple meal less to stick around. They're gonna if they want to break the bank, they're gonna lose one.
What is
I
Jones'
did-
value right now? in the
They're gonna
market?
keep Chris Jones on
I'm
the
about to say
team.
Chris Jones. They'll keep him over the.
I mean, what's his value?
You know they be giving
Probably
these
about 15 to
these-
16 million per.
Is that what Aaron Donald got?
Yeah.
We talking about the
Aaron
dad,
Donald's
Whatever AD got,
Aaron
they
Donald
gonna,
is number one.
yeah,
Jeffrey
whatever
Simmons
AD
is
got, they
number
gonna track him
two.
more.
And Chris Jones, you know, he's
Yeah,
right
he
there
right
with
both of them.
he's
Yeah.
number one. Yeah, he's number one.
So he in that anywhere from 15 to 18 mil per. But the thing with Chris
Because
Jones,
it's
I think
funny
he'll
every
take a
time AD
2-year.
deal go up higher, somebody is like right behind and try to get a little.
They
it's
might.
like
They're
TJ
not going
Watt.
to get more than him, but
Yeah,
they want to be
they-
in
yeah.
the ball.
I want to be able to touch it.
I'm just right there, like TJ will do
But,
that.
Let me get a
Your
little
boy
that sleeve.
Simmons deserve it though. Jeffrey
Yeah,
Simmons,
Simmons is a
a
beast.
monster.
He's like the only Titan that I have
That
left
kid-
that
that
I have a
kid ball.
jersey of. Everybody else is
Everybody's gone.
gone or foot halfway out the door.
So real quick, changing subs. I know we gotta keep moving. Coachings, hirings, firings.
Well, we spoke on San Francisco,
Yeah, we got that out the way.
but personally, I think, to me personally, the worst hiring is Cliff Kingsbury at offensive coordinator for the Commanders. You basically fired the coordinator because he's tough on players. That's the wording in Washington, that he rubbed players the wrong way.
They had that already.
Meanwhile, he has championships, and you guys can't even win 5 games. You fire a pass-happy coach to hire a pass-happy coach. And Kingsbury hasn't won as a player or a coach ever.
Dang.
I think because you kind of saw the writing on the wall when they, like, right before the season, they were saying like players are not, connecting with Eric and he's not relating well.
He demands too much for you.
And you kind of could see that happening because the way Ron coaches and the way his personality.
Ron's Q-tip.
So- And it's like that's an odd mix where it's like I don't even know if he made sense going there, but I know for him he probably wanted to get that opportunity to get the head coaching job. But, I thought the Raiders was getting Cliff, and then Cliff was like, "I'm good.
He
And
swerved.
he
on
might
that.
have did the
swerved
Raiders
on
a
He
favor.
pulled a DeAndre Jordan.
yeah, with the Mavericks.
So is it the fact that is the worst a hiring, or is it the worst hiring because the team he went to?
I think he's the worst hiring because he's a less accomplished coordinator with the same credentials as the coordinator you had. Like, they're both pass first coordinators. You go to a team where the offensive line is terrible.
Bottom 5.
You have a quarterback who, honestly, Sam Howell wasn't that bad.
No,
but
he
when you
wasn't.
Sam
get-
Howell was
when
top
you get
3 in
hit-
passing yards.
When you get hit every other play,
he had too many sacks because his line was
horrible.
his line.
I could have got a sack off him, and I ain't
Yeah.
ran hard in 20 years. Their offensive line is trash.
I was
but
mad we didn't get a
you
lot of sacks
can't-
playing him either.
You can't be a pass-first offense when you don't have a line to block. Their running game, hey, look, I know they like the Robinson kid. I don't really see the hoopla. So you bring in a coach thinking, we know why they hired Kingsbury, because they think he's going to somehow magically get Caleb Williams to come to Washington. That's all dependent on the Bears. Personally, I think the Bears shouldn't draft him. They should draft someone else to help Fields, but that's just me personally.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is right there.
Yeah. Or if you don't think Harrison #1, trade down.
Yeah,
But
trade back.
Kingsbury will not make them a better team. They're gonna still be the same whether they go to, whether it's. I don't even want Jaden Daniels to go to Washington because I think Kingsbury's gonna get that boy killed. Because they can't block a soul.
So let me
They
ask you
should get
this.
a lineman in the draft.
Trade down and grab some
They
line.
better not grab the lineman that I'm trying to get.
What, the Penn
Oh,
State guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kid nasty.
Yes, we left tackle needs to be solidified in Nashville.
All is nice.
Because Taylor Lewan is just
But the
running
best
around
hiring by
Vegas
far
winning
is
money
Antonio
and not
Pierce for the
playing on
Raiders.
football
Oh, that's
field.
it. You think
Yeah,
that's the best?
Pierce
So-
is probably the best hiring, and hands down, because he had them guys under them same players under Josh McDaniels looked like they all wanted to leave Vegas as fast as possible.
Because
He come in and galvanized them and had a marginal third string quarterback in O'Connell looking like a decent quarterback. And they played much better on him. Everybody want, but he's also, it's funny. he's also a disciplinarian type coach. He's hard on players. Players respect coaches that are hard on them when your team wins. That's why Washington got rid of Bieniemy, because they weren't winning. So Bieniemy looks like, he has chips. You guys can't even get to the playoffs.
So let me ask you this: I don't know, but we say what? Raheem Morris, was he enough to help you be a Falcons fan?
No.
No. All right.
He already said this.
It's nothing wrong with Raheem Morris, but I don't think you look at their players. That's a team that they need to be calling Chicago to move up.
Yeah,
I don't think Caleb Williams helps them, but I called Chicago for Justin Fields.
That's what I was about to say. I would think
because their quarterbacks are terrible. I knew Desmond Ridder wasn't going to be that good of a quarterback.
Oh, see what Russ doing.
Yeah, Denver wants to get rid of Russ so bad. The Falcons have the second or third most cap available. They got like 60, 70 million. Russ ain't got you but a year or two. Either you wait for him to get cut, you get him for basically free because he's guaranteed 30-something million anyway.
Unless they got it.
They already made it known that Russ will not be back.
But see, he's guaranteed 30 million, so wherever he goes, don't have to pay him nothing. Atlanta,
if they cut him, then it's still.
Hey,
just
how
dead
about
money.
you and Sierra?
You don't think y'all need him?
That's what.
Tennessee,
so it's
nah,
good.
Tennessee
We don't
good.
need no quarterback.
I think
Okay.
Will Levis is
We
showing
they got
he can
Will.
do
last
it.
week. We need offensive line, another wide receiver, and a cornerback. That's the three.
Yeah.
things we need.
So you happy with the Brian Callahan?
Yes. And I mentioned it last episode. He brought his dad with him to fix the old line, best offensive line coach of all time. He been bringing in he got old boy from the secondary coach from Baltimore for the defense. And Callahan, the offensive coordinator, he got him from Jacksonville, which I'm not a fan of because I hate Jacksonville. But Callahan is going to be calling the plays.
He's with
Yeah,
the
Mike.
Bengals OC, right? Callahan was the
Yeah,
Bengals
he was
OC.
Bengals offensive coordinator.
Yeah, he should be good.
Because, like I said, he developed Joe Burrow, Derek Carr when he was good, worked with Peyton Manning out in Denver. So he has the pedigree to help turn Will Levis into a top-tier quarterback. So,
Okay.
I think it's funny the Atlanta thing because Ra was already there, and they hired Arthur Smith, and then got rid of Arthur Smith to hire Ra when they could have just hired Ra the first time. But I ain't, everyone does their thing their own way. But that just was always funny to me.
Arthur
I had
helped
a-
that,
Speaking of-
I
Piggyback
thought
on
Ra. I
offense,
thought Ra
man.
was gonna. I thought Ra would either go there or Washington. That's what I thought he would probably end up. But I like the hire for them.
And it's funny you said that teams have their own philosophies. I was watching a clip from Brothers from Another that's on Peacock.
Oh yeah,
But Mike Lombardi was on there, and he was like, because he asked him why the Falcons didn't go with Belichick, and he was like, basically the Falcons do their own thing. They have their own philosophy because Arthur Blank, the owner, comes out and says Belichick didn't want control.
Do you believe
But you,
that?
yeah, because the owner, that's my check. So the owner, this my show. I built the building. So for him to say Belichick didn't want it was kind of surprising because listening to Lombardi, it was more the people inside didn't want Belichick. The GM, the VP, they wanted Raheem Morris from the beginning. They didn't want Belichick in there because I think what it is they felt they would have had to relieve him some power because of who he is. With Raheem, they know him. That's our guy. We want him.
I think
Hopefully it works out for Atlanta. I don't see it because
You think he's gonna get a
Atlanta
job
finds a way
sometime soon?
Huh?
You think he's gonna get a job sometime soon?
Belichick's getting hired next year.
It'll be next year, just
Well,
like Brady.
And he's going to Dallas.
Unless they're going to do a podcast together or something. That was a joke going around on the internet. But
the thing with I think also with Belichick, like he don't have like this like he's not bringing like these new like staff of coaches with him too. I think if you would have got him and you're like, oh, he got a guy he's like under his wing that can step
Yeah.
up like
mentoring.
like Mayo. Like Mayo stayed in New England because he been there.
forever.
They kept him because that's likely what they was gonna do from the jump.
Yeah.
And like if he come in there and it's like he bringing his son and all them, it's just like he might bring Josh McDaniels. It's
He's
just
definitely
like,
bringing Josh McDaniels.
you're like,
Mike
ah,
Patricia,
do we
all
want
them-
that? like do
all
we
them
want
flakes.
that? So I think that was a thing too that probably was like that kind of made them second guess it. With Ra, it's like Ra, like you said, they familiar with Ra. they like Rod. He was there previously that whole time when Dan Quinn was there. He was on the offense and defense. And if he coming, he's snatching a few people from LA. So it's like,
and he deserves another chance because Raheem Morris was a good coach. The team he had, they just didn't execute. So I think he deserved another opportunity to make another run at coach. Hopefully, Atlanta makes some good decisions. But
Who you think is gonna have the biggest impact?
Harbaugh. Hands
I was gonna say between Harbaugh and McConnell. Who you think is gonna have the biggest impact out there next year?
Harbaugh alone, just based off the talent that's with the Chargers, that has not been living up to this talent because you had a
they're
coach
cap
that's
strapped.
always go. I don't think Austin Eckler will be back.
they're $26 million over, so they might lose Eckler and they might have to lose Keenan Allen or Mike Williams. They're gonna make a choice on one of them two.
Well, Mike Williams is the injury prone one.
But they still, so can he? I agree. The Chargers will be a better team because of him, but they're gonna lose some key players on both sides of the ball just off the fact that
Well,
I think they will.
The people they
retool.
need to lose are them big names that ain't performing. That's who you lose.
it is funny because it ain't Keenan Allen. He delivers.
I was like,
every-
that's
yeah,
not
he
the guy
delivers.
you need to be looking
Yeah.
at. You need to look on that defense in that secondary, Mr.
Yeah.
Mr. James.
Yeah, Derwin, yeah.
The
Derwin,
thing about
Asante.
having the safety being your best guy, man. You can go away from him. You ain't gotta attack the safety. You can scheme him out of the play. So
And it hurts me because it's 2 Florida State corners over there.
that's your fault.
So
That's not my
Buddy,
fault. I didn't draft him.
No, that's
So Buddy still out there.
we know that's your college team. I mean, I can't really talk because my college team is abysmal.
Buddy still out there. What's his name? Old coach from the Seahawks.
Carroll,
Carroll?
no, he
Yeah.
moved upstairs to the front office.
Yeah,
He's still
okay.
with the organization. He's just not coaching anymore.
Gotcha.
They tried to fucking soft shoot that. He chose to step down. You fired him, Seattle. Cut it out. Like, it's okay.
Thank you for the lead in.
I'm so
Sean-
glad he's done. All
be
that
on,
jump.
he on his division, yo. He be on them dudes.
Why
Stop
is
playing
it-
with us, yo. Stop acting
why
like
is it
these.
when-
Because all they do is hire our coaches and think they're going to run a team like us. And they never do it. Your offense never looked as good as ours. Even when we don't even have the same personnel. Y'all still, they always doing it. That's the one thing about San Fran. They don't take none of the coaches. These dudes do it all the time. You hire Shane Walden. You just hired Jake Whatchamacallit. It's just the same. It's like, bro, you got that basic form of the playbook. And you think Gino going to make it better? Like, it's not going to be.
Yeah.
Stop. Just
Like-
do your own thing.
Question:
The energy really.
Why is it when?
Can't stand
Why
Seattle.
is it when certain coaches? It's a mutual parting of the ways.
That's the nice way
but
of saying.
then when it's other coaches of darker pigment, he's fired.
Steve Wilkes, get out of this building.
Yeah,
now.
they made it a point. You loser. See what I'm saying?
Why
They
do
made
you
it a-
sound
they
like
made it a
Vince
point.
McMahon when you say
Like they made it a point to illustrate that they fired
double G,
these coaches.
double O, double N, double E.
That is the greatest. That's a
it's
sick
weird.
man, but that was one of his greatest promos, dog. He's a sick man, but that was one of the
But
greatest.
you're right about that. Like,
They always word it all person friendly when it's a white coach getting let go. Like, oh, it's a man. No, you just didn't. The guy didn't get it done. Let's not sugarcoat it. Just
the media like Pete. They like Pete Carroll, so they'll, they like Pete.
and they gave all the excuses in the world. Well, he will. No, the dude got fired. The team moved on from it.
It's okay.
Put the F word in front of his name like you did Eric Bieniemy and Steve Wilkes.
Both sides came to a mutual agreement on
Yeah,
stepping
parting
down.
of the ways. What?
All right, Adam
you
Schefter.
serious?
All right, all right, Adam.
So you mean to tell me like
Schefter, you know how to gotta put a little bit of
I'm the head
know the
coach.
soften the blow, Adam.
yeah.
And I
Soften the
walked
blow here,
in-
put the stank on it on here. You know what we mean, Schefter. Come
It's
on,
like,
baby.
it's
Let us
like
know.
I walked in the front office and told the owner, "Yeah, I think y'all should go ahead and let me go."
Yeah.
You know what? That's a good idea. I think we should let
Nah,
you
it was
go.
more so like
That's
know
not
what?
a mute. It's not
We
how
ain't
it
even
works.
vibing. You think we should just go ahead? I'm gonna go ahead and spin. Hey, you go ahead and spin. We gonna spin too.
I feel like a
Even
few
with
teams
the
run their
Belichick
team like
thing.
that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I feel like a few teams run their team like that.
Like
I
the
ain't gonna lie.
Belichick thing. They did the same thing with
What up, though?
Belichick.
Hey, yo, why we in the
I can see Brad saying that. I'm not gonna lie
what
to
up,
you.
though? Oh God.
Like that stuff is ridiculous, man. No, he got fired.
Yeah,
Don't
true.
keep sugarcoating it when the. It's crazy. You don't never see when the black coach is let go. Oh, it's a parting of the way. There's always the F word. Always fired.
Well,
guaranteed money.
I would say this: Arthur got the fired. He's fired. They didn't.
He wasn't even there long enough. He barely got a chance to warm up the cup of coffee.
He got the F word though.
Let me ask you
He
this.
should
then.
have.
Let me ask you this question. What about
Vrabel got the fired.
Yeah.
He got the F word.
Yeah, which he shouldn't have.
Let me ask you this question. What about they always talk about it, maybe it's a media thing. What do you feel about Tomlin? You think it's time for him to go or
Mike Tomlin?
Yeah.
No, because the players believe in him.
Tomlin getting bad because he keeps that winning record. Even how bad that team has been the
Look at the
last couple of years,
franchise,
they
though.
just keep making.
The
They just keep
franchise.
making it over. One more win than you lose. It's good.
But look at the franchise.
Because he's
though.
never had a losing record, right?
Never.
Never.
yeah.
But the
but the
Steelers
thing
don't
is-
fire coaches.
They've
No,
had
they
3
don't.
in 40 years. or
Chuck
something?
Knowles retired after winning
Cowher.
them 4. Bill Cowher retired. Mike Tomlin is going to retire before he gets fired. They just don't do that. But see, again, that's why the Steelers are always in the hunt to make the playoffs, because they give their coaches a chance to build a culture. They're not like some of these teams where they hire a coach. You mean to tell them to give you a 4-year deal,
And you fire
and then
him
6
2
months
years.
into that 4-year deal, oh, we're gonna have to leave. We're gonna move on. Well, why did you hire me then?
Carolina.
I didn't even get a chance to get my players and my culture in here to start winning, and now you're already firing me. Like,
Carolina.
what was the point? They should have hired Steve Wilkes. He had them
Carolina.
boys playing. He had them winning. The team believed in Steve Wilkes. When players are coming out saying, we like this guy, now all of a sudden, man, we're going to go with Frank Wright.
So what's a good destination for Wilkes now? Like, where y'all?
College. Him and Eric Bieniemy go to college.
All the head coaches jobs are filled.
Unless you want to be on a like.
I mean, another
an
coordinator.
assistant.
Yeah, another.
No, ain't no
assistant.
coordinators open, but
Go to college.
he
And
could.
go to college and be a head coach in college and run it out, just like Lovie Smith did. People forget Lovie got fired winning 10-6. Fired. It wasn't a parting of the ways. He got fired going 10-6.
Shout out to
Bengals,
Lovie.
right?
He
No, that was Bears.
Bears. Sorry.
Shout out to Lovie.
he went to college and he's comfortable in college. He's
But he-
building a culture.
Then he had came back with Houston for the little lame duck season.
Yeah, when they hired that guy who everybody knew had no reason being a head coach.
Kind of, because y'all was saying a lot of things and making the light bulbs go off. With Belichick still being out there and McCarthy not getting the extension yet,
Definitely Dallas. Jerry
Do
Jones
you-
already said it.
I feel like the media is going to really stir that up. Where they're like,
I can
could
see
we
that.
possibly see Belichick? And
Don't let the
Down
Cowboys
there
have
with
a
Jerry
slow
Jones
start.
and them.
because
if the
if
Cowboys
they
have
don't,
a slow start, they're gonna fire McCarthy and bring in Belichick.
Do y'all think that they would butt heads?
Nope.
Belichick
I would
and
throw
Jones.
Vrabel in that too. I think Vrabel would be in that mix too.
Okay.
Because if he don't go nowhere, if he don't go to college or something, I definitely think his name will probably definitely be on the top of that list. If Belichick still wants to coach next year, which he might, I don't know.
He wants that record.
He's so quiet. Yeah, he wants
He
that.
wants that,
he wants that
all-time
record
wins
too.
record, so he definitely wants
So that, and I mean, the thing with Tomlin, I think Tomlin gonna be. I think he's gonna be on it, depending on how they handle this quarterback situation.
Yeah,
Because
Kenny Pickett ain't it.
they gotta figure that out.
Or Mason Rudolph.
Like the fact that the fans want Mason, it's like that tells you a lot about what's going on with Kenny. But they got to figure that out. I know they bringing in Tannehill for like they doing like a Q,
They said they were gonna bring him in to be the backup
Yeah.
quarterback.
and they want to do a little bit of QB competition too. So
Yeah.
I seen that. So
See, Pittsburgh ain't an easy place for a quarterback who doesn't have a strong arm.
I think,
You need a cannon playing for them.
and
That's
then
why
you got
Payne's
all this
successful.
like the rumors are flying all over the place about Justin Fields and people talking about could Russ fit there. So it's like they have to figure that out because I think if they don't figure it out, I definitely think he'll be on the hot seat.
So draft day, Justin Fields is getting traded.
You know, it's
I-
funny
they
how
have
got
to
like
be-
9 teams that should trade for Justin Fields, but the Bears don't want him.
Because
What if the Bears won?
that's the thing. It's like,
You
what
got
if the
all
Bears
these
want him?
destinations where Justin Fields can make your team better, but the Bears
Can't
don't
do
want
it.
him. What? You
'Cause
guys
they-
aren't even good, and they're
'cause-
talking about sending him to playoff teams.
And the thing is, because they're so like, it's so crazy because it's like they want somebody to get Caleb Williams, and it's like whoever gonna get him will get him. But it's like if Chicago isn't,
I don't have that much faith.
if Chicago,
That's just
the thing is, if you get Caleb Williams, you have to be somewhat building for Caleb Williams. You can't be like,
you're gonna
where
have
you
to
at?
run a more shotgun, and you're gonna have to have an offensive line.
oh yeah, I know.
He's definitely gonna have to be in a shotgun. The Bears can't do none of that. They have
But
nothing.
that's the thing. The media don't act like the media is acting as if they're already set up for like they're just a quarterback away. Like it's
Yeah.
like no, bro.
That
Like they
kid is-
didn't even build around Justin properly.
Exactly.
They have a coach
you
that's
just got him a
defensive-
receiver.
You just got a receiver,
He still don't know about
and you
blocking
still
for him.
you have a
But
coach.
The problem is we can take more out because none of you other dudes are that good. Darnell Mooney is a slot receiver. You don't have another threat, so we can take more out of the game. He'd have a huge game than nothing.
We have to actually go. This is a good topic. We will have to continue this another day. But you know that was really good. I there's a lot of coaching ideas going on, a lot of coaching things that still need to get handled, stuff like that. But you know we will touch on that topic another day. We do gotta go. We do gotta get out of here. Real quick, any final thoughts? Anybody?
All-Star Weekend, baby.
The Bears are gonna trick it up.
I tried to be positive.
that boy Puka be hooping.
Banged
Who
on him.
out there dunking?
Banged
Who out
on
there
him
dunking in the celebrity game?
with ease. He banged on him like he played in the league.
Y'all terrible. We're gonna let y'all go. Thank y'all for tuning in. We will catch y'all next week though. Peace.
Later.